First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 18. So encourage each other with these words. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the OV like men that scattered abroad, pushing this truth with all sincerity. Right, and also shalom to you very few sincere sisters that's taking heed and getting in order in these last days. I'm your brother Amawan, coming at you with a quick video load when it's edifying and uplifting. Right, so I did this video actually, at camp as a Godspeed. Right, when I actually did I did a full lesson on it, but my phone didn't save it, so I only saved like 3 minutes of a 19-minute video. So, anyways, right, Lord willing, it'll upload this time. So I'm going to that same topic, right? And inside the Godspeed, pretty much I had showed a clip from what the elder Apostle Tahar had brought up, right, with him and Apostle Rakah. And the name of that video was the power of the body shot. While I was watching, I was just seeing it through the spirit, as in through my daily affliction, what I'm going through, and brothers as well. Brothers going through hell. We all in the same boat, different seats, rowing to get up out this motherfucker, man. But matter of fact, a quick script, I just grab that right quick. The book of Acts 14 and 22, right? Got to bring that out. Acts 14 and verse 22. It says, and I'll read inside the NLT. It says, where they strengthened the believers, they encouraged them to continue in the faith, reminding them that we must suffer many hardships to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Right, so we must suffer many hardships, right? And sometimes hardships can come back to back to back to back to back. Right, and that really made the point for me inside this video with Apostle Tahar, giving Apostle Rakah, constant jab shots, to the stomach, right, and I seen it through the spirit, not to to put the apostles on no major pedestal, but I just used them as an example. I seen it through the spirit, right, how the Lord would just using the chastisement, that chastisement can be back to back to back to back to back. Right, but the spirit of us, we must endure. That's why we have that whole armor, put on the whole armor, so we can withstand. So I'm gonna play this clip right quick.
All right, so let me just go ahead and let it play. This is just for fun. Just for fun, y'all. Look at his face. Look at his face. There you go. Sometimes I slow it down because you gotta get his weight. And that's where you work on your head. Yeah, I'm throwing a bunch of slow tapping, and you can see he's in pain. He's in freaking pain. That's conditioning.
Like the apostle said, he a freak of pain, and we must be the same way in the spirit. We must be a freak of pain, knowing that these tribulations are going to come upon us. We must be ready to endure. Matter of fact, let me chime in with another scripture, right? And you already know where I'm going. The book of Matthew, right? The book of Matthew, chapter 24, in verse 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved, right? And we know that we're enduring, going into suffering, right? Suffering a difficult battle. Right, and that's what we're going through, right? So those chastisements are but for a moment, so we must take it as such, right? We must take it on the chin, get through it, right? The Lord give us wisdom, knowledge, truth, and understanding to get through it, right? The book of Isaiah 33 and 6, and also the book of 1 Corinthians. I want to grab 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, right, in NLT. It says the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, right? That's why, I started off by saying, we all in the same boat, but different seats, because it's familiar, right? We're familiar with the other, with each other's struggle, It says, and Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you stand, right? So it won't be more than what you can stand. So pretty much it'll be there, but it won't be to the point where it can overthrow you, because that's when that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to kick in. It's going to help you fight, that trial and tribulation, right? It's going to really help mold you. The book of Romans chapter 5, it says he will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out so that you can endure, right? See? And that's that light, man. You just got I always try to find that light at the end of that tunnel and run towards it, right? And that's how we must be inside this battle, right? You see how Apostle Ricard was just taking them jabs, man. You know, he was just taking them jabs, taking to the chin. You gotta be a freak. You gotta be a freak of pain. You gotta be a pain freak. You know, because it's gonna come. You know, it's gonna come. Matter of fact, let me grab one more scripture and I'm gonna go back to the precepts, to the video. Sirach 2:1. Right, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. Right, Apostle Ricard could have easily been like, "Hey, man, stop. You know, all right, I'm tapped out." No, he's seen it to the end, and that's what we must do. Take all them shots to the chin. You know, and like I was, telling one of the elder bros, right, the elder brother Kaya, and I was like, man, we can't duck no spiritual fade, man. Right, what I mean by that is these trials and tribulations ain't ducking no spiritual fade, man. Right, we should be ready. We should be built for it. Now some more than ever, because we about to come to a time like never before. We're finna be tempted, tested in a way like never before. And it's gonna be more constant jabs, maybe a little harder, right? Maybe it will be a little harder, but having that wisdom and knowledge, right, will help us endure through it. Right, set thou heart aright and constantly endure. Right, constantly suffer. Right, have your mind locked in. I'm going to finish this battle. Right, my crown is waiting on me to finish the course. And make not haste in the time of trouble. Right, don't be panicking. Right, and in the heat of the moment is when you really want to use what you have been learning. Right, that's why it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in that time. Right, that's how you can be rooted. Right, you can be able to think under pressure. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, right? Smile through the pain. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, right? And that's what we must do, right? And I just seen a lot of this through this one clip, enduring through that pain. When you change to a lower state, you still keeping it all together, right? Because like I said, scripture says, Salakia, suffer for, the afflictions, right, only but for a moment. Right, for gold is verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversities. Right, see, so that acceptable man is going to what? He's going to make his way through. Right, you're going to see that he's acceptable. Why? Because he went through the trials and tribulation, and he came out. He didn't let it undertake him. Right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right, I'll go back to the video.
That's condition. That's condition. That's all it is. All it is condition. If I was to hit him with my bed with the shot, a little shot for you to come down and out. He's digging in, but he was in shape. See his face? Look at his face. Come on. Look at his face. Tighten up, man. Tighten up. Come on. Look at his face. I'm tapping. I'm tapping, nigga. Hold up. Look at his face. Come on. Tighten up, man. Look at that. Tighten up. Face. Come on. He's feeling it, man, but he's taking it like a man. He's taking it like a man.
And that's where we at inside this battle, man. Right through the spirit, we at the end. Right, he's at the end. Apostle Tahar's at the end of doing the session with him. But hey, man, we must keep enduring, keep your chin up, and in battle.
Somebody tell me, no, Tahar, you hitting him hard. I ain't hitting him hard. If I was to put some pepper on them punches, he'll be bent over, man. We find out what he had for breakfast. And besides, those are 16-ounce pillows that I'm wearing. These are 14 ounces. These are 16. I'm hitting that liver.
Right? And that was a beautiful part, man, in the spirit, man. Right? If you could just see in that last second, right, when Apostle Tahar said, all right, you done. I just seen it through the spirit because how Apostle Ricard, did the sigh. He was just like, shit.
I'm hitting that liver.
See? All through the spirit, man. And that's chastening too. The chastening come from the Lord. And it's only for but a moment. Right? So let me hurry up and find this other precept right quick in the book of 1 Corinthians. I think it's 2 Corinthians 4:17. It's only but for a moment, Aki and Akwaf, but we do have the scriptures. We have the cheat code to get through these things. 2 Corinthians 4:17, right? I'm gonna read both versions. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, right? NLT. For our present troubles are small and won't last very long, right? The thing that we're going through are constantly late behind bills, may have to get put out of a house, may have to go move with brothers, may have to lose a car, lose a job, right? Those are small afflictions, man, right? Matter of fact, hey, slack it for jumping, right? But the book of Romans chapter 8, the book of Romans chapter 8 and 18, right? It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, right? Let me go to NLT. Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later, right? The kingdom, So these small things, it's nothing, So just go through what we're going through, right? And take that small pain, because it's definitely gonna pay off in the end. Like I said, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved, right? We see the account of Job losing it all, taking it to the chin, right? The Lord just want to see your integrity, man, right? He finna give you a crown, but he want to see that integrity first. He want to see that fight in you, right? 2 Corinthians 4:17. I'm gonna close in the NLT. It's like it. For our present troubles are small and won't last very long, yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. See, the small troubles, them small constant jabs, man. Right, right, the fruits of that, right, we will have a greater glory just by staying down, just by enduring through the pain, right? So Lord willing is uplifting and edifying. I want to give out honor, glory, and praises to you. How about Shem Yahushua, by Shem Krakadash. Shalom.